welcome on back. As you can see, we have been very busy. Down there we have a piglin trading area. I've also fully optimized this now. There's actually a turtle egg up there which attracts them into the killing chamber no matter what, so yeah, we're never going to have any issues with getting them in there. I've set up a alarm pigman as well anyway, just to make life easier, but this farm is ridiculously overpowered. I've refilled the gold shop, which is great, and we've still got loads and loads of this stuff left. Obviously, rotten flesh is just being flushed away. I cleared all of this out as well. But yeah, let's have a little look down here. If I could go down, please. So I've only set up 3, and I haven't even set them up properly. I was using the Logical Geek Boy piglin trading farm, but I found there was some issues, so I've modified it to work for me, and it seems to be working fine. Just an EFO hopper clock at the back there launching these droppers every now and then, but if you take a quick look, we have filled up 1, 2, 3 and a bit chests already, and I've only really AFK'd for maybe an hour and a half. You know, and that was enough gold to refill the farm as well, and enough gold for this to be happening. I think we're pretty much out now of gold ingots. Yeah, there's not many left, so this is going to stop working soon. But yeah, we just have so much stuff, it's actually insane. I actually need to save a lot of this stuff for the Nether Hub project, so like the Crying Obsidian and the Nether Brick would be good to keep for all of that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, that's a point actually, I don't think I've mentioned that. We've got a really big Nether Hub project going on, and that's something I kind of want to do a little bit of work on today, is sort of setting things up within the actual world so that people know what the plan is a little bit more. Obviously we talked about it on Discord and that, but actually having some visual reference would probably be good. I love this little system, this little dropper elevator thing. Really simple, it's pretty expensive for what it is, but you know, it does the trick in a really small space, and I had the resources. But yeah, I've set up a couple of, or I've set up one other thing, so let's go have a real quick look at that. So just down here is the Spawn Town portal, and I thought I'd sort of cash in on the fact that the Nether's a bit of a harder place at the moment, and if you're going to go strip mining, you're going to have issues. So I've set up a little chest here just full of fire resistance pots, which we're getting for free from the piglin trading, which is great. Basically, I'm selling them here for 2 diamonds each, which, you know, is a bit of a steal really. If it's going to save your life in a bit of a pinch. You can see people have already got lodestones and respawn anchors and that set up as well, which is great. But yeah, so part of what I want to do today is sort of set things up so people know what needs removing. Me and Lady Bex have been sort of working together along with everyone else's input on a pretty cool Nether Hub design. We're still not done with the actual design itself yet. It's going to be a massive project, and the first thing we really need to do is clear out the space. So what I realistically need to do is come along and actually mark out exactly what's going to be needed to be dug down. In our central room, we've got both the main spawn portal and the shopping district portal within it, so you know, the entire thing's sort of based around them being in the central chamber, which is great. Yeah, so I need to get that laid out, but before we get onto any of that sort of stuff, yeah, we're here at Mighty's Villager Trading Hall, which is a massive lag, but it's great. I mean, he's got pretty much everything you could ever want here, but all I want is this upgrade gear, because if you look there, I've got 20 netherite ingots. I spent hours and hours just mining through the Nether, and yeah, managed to get myself set up. So I think what we do is get everything set up. We're going to go full netherite, and we should even have some left over, which I'm just going to keep, because no doubt we're going to die at some point and lose all of our gear. Let's get that, and I actually need an ender chest, or did I put them in here? No, I put them in here. So here's our diamond boots, our regular diamond boots. We're wearing the gold boots at the moment just because we're spending a lot of time in the Nether and it's just easier with the piglins about. But let's take them off and get all of this gear on, and we are now fully upgraded. We are there. So yeah, we've been, what, 2 days? We've been on 1.16 for 2 days and we're fully netherrited up. And that looks so much better than the diamond armour. I need to change that glow though. The glow's like way too intense. But we're there. We've done it. And we've still got 12 netherite ingots to spare, so hey, we're doing well. Right, I'm going to start laying some stuff out inside of the Nether so people know where to dig and they can start doing that whenever they want. And that is a big... Is that a natural cave or is that something someone's dug out? Oh, no, looks natural. Anyway, yeah, let me do that. This tunnel takes forever without rockets. We really need to get the hub set, so yeah, we've still got a long way to go though, so it's not going to be anytime soon. Right, so I have made a start on this now. There is netherrack all over the place. I really need to scoop this up because we need it for the build. But this is the size of the first room. It's not the shape of the first room. This is the size of the main central chamber, completely dug out. So we need this dug all the way down, like 80 blocks? I actually really don't remember. No, not 80, sorry. It's like... Hey, I wonder if you can hear those seagulls while I'm speaking. It's way too hot to have the window shut, so I'm sorry if you do hear little animals and that. But, yeah, it needs to go down like 50 to 60 blocks, something along those lines. It might actually be 80 because we've got a railway sort of thing to put underneath that as well. Anyway, that's enough spoilers. So obviously this is going to be a mammoth dig. There's going to be 4 more corners, corner rooms, which actually are bigger than this main central room. So, seagulls again. So yeah, there is a lot of digging to do. And that means we're going to need people's help on the server, and I'm sure everyone's willing to pitch in and do their bit for it, which is obviously fantastic. But I feel like giving people a bit of an incentive, so I am going to go along, I'm going to gather up like a load of netherite stuff, and we're basically, I'm going to have like a top 3 prize list sort of thing. The person who digs out the most netherrack will win a full set of netherite armor and seagulls. Yeah, a full set of netherite armor, and second placer get like maybe a netherite pickaxe, and you know, basically it'll just get worse and worse. But it's all going to be netherite stuff, so it's all going to be worth your time to put the effort in. And how we are going to gauge this is through the statistics menu. So I'm sure I could get the server overlords to come up with a better way to do this, but you go to your times mined, you have a look at how many times you've mined a specific block, and here you can see netherrack. I have mined netherrack 33,243 times, so I will make note of that, and then after the dig is complete we will take a look at how much netherrack has been dug again, and then sort of go from there. Obviously people are going to dig up little bits of netherrack here and there as they're going on whatever they're doing. But yeah, I imagine the bulk of it would come from here, so there might be a little bit of leeway. I might talk to the server overlords to see if there is something we can do to make it a bit fairer. But yeah, I don't want to just launch this out as a video explaining to people what we're going to do. I actually want to build like a little shop in the overworld, because I've spent a long time inside the Nether today. I've got a bunch of blocks like gathered together, and I need to put a load of stuff away. But yeah, we've marked out the first room, which is a good start. I'm going to get this shop design set up, because I think I've got a pretty cool... That is the wrong pickaxe. I always do that. Oh yeah, look how close I got to breaking this netherite pick. Durability's actually managed to go up. I must have picked up some XP somewhere along the way. Anyway, right, yeah, I need to go get these tools fixed up, and I've got a really good idea for a shop. it's not really a shop, but I've got a really good idea for what I want to do to sort of sell the competition side of it. So I think I found a location for where I want to build this. It's not going to be anything massive, but what I'm going to go for is dig in a big old hole down here, and essentially we're going to have like the netherrack sort of protruding out of the ground as well. So that could be a pretty cool idea. So I think the best way to deal with making this hole is probably going to be TNT. So in one of these chests here, I have some TNT. There we go. I am going to... I mean, you're just going to be a casualty of war if you stick around. We're going to dig straight down. I don't want it to be, like, too massive, but I want it to be fairly deep. And then we can just blow it up. Hopefully this doesn't go down and it blew up our original hole. Ah, see, that wasn't too bad. Plus, this gives us some interesting terrain to not have to come up with one for ourselves as well. So, yeah, I am just going to run with this. I'm going to get my netherrack and some of the other sort of nethery blocks and sort of fill this in a little bit. And, yeah, it should wind up hopefully looking pretty good. I've got an idea, basically, and I'm hoping that it turns out looking pretty good. We'll see. We'll just have to see at the end. But yeah, I'll get this built up and then we will take a little bit of a look. So this is like a really basic idea of what's going on. This is going to be covered over the top with glass, this main hole anyway. I figured I'd have some of this sort of like just trailing off so it sort of looks like it's almost infected the land sort of thing. And yeah, so we're going to create like using netherrack bricks or nether brick, whatever we actually call it. Yeah, using nether brick, we're going to create like a little thing that you can walk up and go along. And I was given a suggestion that maybe the best way to do this is to just have a bunch of chests so that anyone who wishes to participate, they just store whatever they've dug from that main area and pop it down in their chest, and then at the end we tally it up, and you know, the person who's got the most wins essentially. And also, I've never noticed that was a face before, but I guess I've not really spent that much time stood right here. Yeah, I want to sort of spruce this little hole up a little bit, so didn't use even nearly as much didn't even use nearly half as much netherrack as I thought I would, but we've got some nether quartz ore, some nether gold and that as well, so yeah, we can add some of this sort of stuff in just to add a little bit of interest to the area, and make it look a bit more like an actual nether biome as well, which is cool. We're obviously going for a bit of the more classic nether look at the moment, but that's because this is what we need to dig out. Our area is in the nether wastes and it is all pretty much netherrack, so there's not too much interest in going on with all of the new blocks yet. I might use some of the new blocks in the build, the above ground bit of the build, but we'll see about that. We'll see where I go with it. I'm kind of just winging it, like I've had a bit of an idea and I'm just like chucking blocks down and hoping that it's gonna come out well, which I think it might. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going for a little while. We might jump to a time lapse now. I don't know. We'll see. Right, so I've decided to keep this build actually pretty clean and simplistic. I actually quite like it though. We got some custom crimson, that's the crimson one, and warped trees. We've just done like a little split in the flooring here just leading up to it. This is all netherrack brick, but we've got like a nice glass thing just over the little nether pit to sort of symbolise that we're digging it down, and we've got some crying obsidian there just for lighting. So we've got a bunch of armor stands about the place. The idea is that people who are wanting to participate will place their heads on an armor stand, and I will come back and collect them, and then I'll sort of like sort it out so that there's a dropper next to the player's head, and they can place all of their netherrack into it, and it'll go down into an area where essentially I can just count and record how much each player's had, and that's how we'll determine first, second and third place. So these armor stands at the back here are going to hold the prizes. The top prize is going to be like a complete netherite armor set. I'm thinking the next one down is going to be 2 netherite pickaxes, one obviously well, both with mending, one with silk touch and one with fortune, and then just to sort of finish it off, one will be a netherite axe and a netherite shovel will be for the third place winner. So it's all going to be worthwhile. It's all going to be sort of enchanted, or well, the armor I'm tempted to kind of leave unenchanted so people can decide what they want to do for themselves there. But yeah, this is the build. It's very simple and straightforward. The only thing I will ask is that people actually wait before starting a dig. So we'll wait until we've got everything sort of sorted out and we know exactly who's going to participate in it, and then once we've got that sorted and decided, then we can actually begin the dig. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with this build. It's quite nice and simple, sort of demonstrates what's going on. We're going to be digging a big hole, and it's based on all nether blocks, and I love these custom trees. I think they look really good. I need to get my hands on some of the warped versions of these warped vines. I think they're going to be called warped vines. I hope they are. Obviously they come up out of the ground, but it'd still be pretty cool to have them around the tree. But yeah, I think that's going to end us off for the day. I'm going to go off and collect the prizes and get them put on here, and hopefully we can get people interested in taking part. If not, if no one really wants to take part, then I'll just repurpose this and use it to sell some of the stuff I'm getting from my piglin drops, because I am getting a hell of a lot of stuff. At any rate, have a good day.